In this class, we can see the need for separation of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood as well as about double circulation. In birds and mammals, four-chambered heart is present. That is, the birds and mammals are having two atrium. Here one atrium, here it is the left atrium, and here the right ventricle, left ventricle, isn't it? So we can say four-chambered heart is present. Two atrium and two ventricle are present, isn't it? In the case of birds and mammals. Now, the separation of right side and the left side of the heart is useful for keeping the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood from mixing. Okay. So, to prevent the mixing up of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood, the right side and the left side of the heart is separated. Okay. Why the right side and left side of the heart is separated? It is separated to keep the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood from mixing. That means to prevent the mixing up of the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. Why the right side and the left side of the heart is separated? In order to prevent the mixing up of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. Okay. Such a separation allows a highly efficient supply of oxygen to the body. Okay, so more amount of oxygen can be supplied to the body when the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood are separated. As you all know, the oxygenated blood is collected from the lungs by the pulmonary vein, which is emptied into the left atrium, from there to the left ventricle, and from there to all the parts of the body. Then from all the parts of the body, the deoxygenated blood is collected and it is brought to the right atrium, from right atrium to the right ventricle, and from the right ventricle to the lungs for purification, and from the lungs again back to the left atrium. Okay, so this is how the blood will be circulating. Okay, and the deoxygenated and the oxygenated blood are separated. So when this separation is there in the organisms like mammals and birds, it helps in efficient supply of oxygen to the body. Okay, so the oxygenated blood which is present in the left side will be completely supplied to the all the parts of the body. Okay, so as a result, the oxygen which is present in the oxygenated blood will be used up by the body cells and the tissues. Okay. Such an efficient supply of oxygen is very much essential for the animals which are having high energy needs. That means the animals which require more amount of energy need an efficient supply of oxygen. So birds and mammals are having more energy needs, and as a result they need more amount of oxygen to be supplied to each and every part of the body. Okay, now for what this energy is required by these birds and mammals, or why more amount of energy is required by the birds and the mammals? It is because the birds and mammals are homeothermic animals. Homeothermic animals means warm-blooded animals. That means they are having a constant body temperature. So in order to maintain the constant body temperature, they need more amount of energy. So more amount of energy is used for maintaining a constant body temperature. That's why birds and mammals need more efficient supply of oxygen. Okay. Now, in animals which do not use much energy for maintaining the body temperature, the temperature depends upon the environment. Okay. That means they are said to be as poikilothermic animals or cold-blooded animals. That means these animals can change their body temperature according to the environment. So they no need to spend more amount of energy to maintain a constant body temperature. They can change the body temperature according to the environment. Okay. For example, amphibians, reptiles, these are examples of poikilothermic animals or cold-blooded animals which do not have a constant body temperature. Okay, so in this amphibians and reptiles, they have a three-chambered heart. That means they are having two atrium and one ventricle. Okay, so because of the presence of single ventricle, even though the atrium will be collecting the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood separately, but when this blood is pumped into the ventricle, there is mixing up of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood occurs. Okay, so that mixed blood will be supplied to all the parts of the body. But in mammals and birds, no mixed blood will be supplied, only oxygenated blood will be supplied to all the parts of the body. Now, if you take the fishes, they have only two-chambered heart. That means they are having only one atrium and only one ventricle. So, the blood which is pumped from the heart will be passing through the gills and it gets oxygenated, and that oxygenated blood will be passed on to the other parts of the body. Okay, that happens in the case of fishes. Okay, so in these organisms, the blood goes only once through the heart. Okay, so in fishes, the blood goes only once through the heart in one cycle. Okay, but if you take human beings or if you take the mammals, the blood passes twice in the heart in each cycle. In each cycle means one contraction and one relaxation forms one cycle, one cardiac cycle. Okay, it includes contraction, relaxation and joint relaxation. That is, contraction is said to be a systole, relaxation of the heart chamber is called diastole, and one joint diastole. That means all the chambers will be in relaxed condition. Okay, that is said to be as one cycle. So in each cycle, the blood will be passing through the heart twice in the other vertebrates. Okay, and other than the fishes. Okay, so this circulation is known as double circulation. So what is double circulation? So when the blood circulates twice in the heart, that is here like this, the blood enters, then from atrium to ventricle it enters, then from here to all the parts of the body. At the same time, what happens? From the parts of the body, blood is entering here. Okay, then to the ventricle and from there to the lungs for purification. From the lungs again back to the heart. So here twice the blood is circulated in one cycle. Here once and here once inside the heart, isn't it? That's why this circulation is said to be as double circulation. Is it clear? So what is double circulation? The blood goes through the heart twice during each cycle in the vertebrates, and this is known as double circulation. Okay.